Right, I've got this excellent piece of equipment today. It's a miniature belt sander, and it's an absolute brilliantly engineered piece of equipment. It's made of solid aluminium plate. It has a 12 to 24 volt DC motor, and it comes with this excellent AC to DC power adapter. It has an AC voltage input of 110 volts to 240 volts and an output DC voltage of 12 volts to 24 volts in 7 different steps. And those step increments are controlled with this slide switch on the side here, and you have 12 volt, 15 volt, 16, 18, 19, 20 and 24 volt, and that gives the 7 different speeds on the belt sander. Now the AC power adapter came with this 2-pin plug on here, and you can actually plug it into one of these shaver type plugs for the UK market, and this one has a fuse, which is good, but it's best to change the wire altogether. It's one of these standard type 3-pin plugs, and they're the same type that goes into the back of a monitor on a computer. And whenever I get rid of any electrical equipment, I keep the cables, and therefore I have one of those cables which can just plug straight into this unit, and then the unit is earthed. And then on the output side of the AC to DC power adapter, you have this standard type 5.5mm jack plug, which plugs into the input socket on the belt sander here. The belt sander comes complete with 10 abrasive belts of various different grades. And it's great because these belts are used on other tools like finger files. They're a standard size, which are 330 times 10mm, therefore they're easy to get hold of and very low cost. You can see that the belt sander is a real high quality piece of kit, and like I said earlier, it's made mainly out of thick aluminium plate. The switch housing here is made of stainless steel, and that's quite thick as well, and the whole thing is put together with Allen bolts, and it comes complete with a set of 5 different Allen keys to actually undo those Allen bolts for adjustment or for taking it apart. On this side here we have the 4 rollers made of good quality machined aluminium, the drive roller on the motor here, and then the guide rollers for the actual belt. These guide rollers are fitted with proper bearings. On the top roller you have this Allen bolt for adjustment, and this is a swivel assembly here, so when you screw that Allen bolt in, it will lift that and make the belt run central on the rollers, and also give it a little bit of tension. On the front of the belt sander here you have this tool rest table, which is fully adjustable. You slacken this Allen bolt here, and then you can adjust the angle of the table upwards or downwards. Plus you can also slide it backwards and forwards to reduce the gap between the actual belt and the table, and you want that gap to be as least as possible without the belt actually touching the tool rest, and then lock it up. And when you've adjusted that, it's worth actually turning it by hand first to see that the abrasive belt isn't actually touching that tool rest. So I find the belt sander to be absolutely excellent. It's brilliant to have a miniature one like this. It's great for sharpening smaller tools like pen knives or whatever. And I actually use it for sharpening these homemade engraver tools that I've got. Plus it's also excellent for watchmakers or those that make really small components. You can have one like this indoors and it doesn't actually make too much noise, nice and small, and it's great for actually shaping or deburring very tiny components. I think it's an absolute excellent piece of kit. It's even brilliant for just a showpiece. And I think if I had a tool shop, I'd have one of these actually on the counter for display. And the only thing that I may alter on mine, at some point I may take the aluminium base plate off there and drill some holes so that I can actually secure it to a table or a nice block of wood so that I can hold it in a bench vise. And I have actually tested this belt sander out and it really works well, but until I've got those screw holes and it's screwed onto a table or onto a block of wood in the bench vise, I won't be able to show it in its excellence. Just by holding on here and switching it on, I'll show you how it actually sands this tool here. So you can see there it has excellent power and great, like I say, for shaping small metal components or even wood or plastic. It really is a fantastic little tool and I'm really pleased with it. I think it's absolutely so brilliantly designed and the quality is absolutely outstanding. And I'll put the link below for this belt sander, and it is actually well worth looking at the Banggood listing at the moment. Last time I actually looked, it was on special offer and going for a really low price.